My son and daughter and I were having a quiet evening at home on a Sunday, and then all of a sudden we heard this loud crash in front of the house. My daughter immediately ran to the window and said, "Mom, someone just hit your car." Next thing I know, she's outside trying to flag the person down. They did not leave a note. They drove off. And then I see my daughter driving off, and then my son running down the street.
This is your son and daughter?
My son and daughter.
So somebody hit your car?
Someone hit my car.
Front or back? What?
The left rear.
Left rear. What kind of damage did it cause?
The damage, I have estimate here.
Estimate, it still has to be repaired?
It still has to be repaired. That's why we're here, Your Honor.
Oh. Okay, what's the daughter's
Destiny?
name? Destiny?
Yes.
Yes.
Come forward, please. What do you have to add to this?
So I was with my mom and I heard the crash. I went to the window. Her car is parked right outside the front window. So I see a black BMW basically backing up and straightening out after it had just impacted the car. So I run outside immediately. I start flagging her down, and then all of a sudden the car starts speeding up when she saw me in her rear and heading down the street. So my first thought is to go and get in my car, which is across the street, hop in the car and chase it down. I called for my brother. Someone just hit her car. Come. He was taking too long. I wanted to make sure I caught her. So I get in my car and basically follow her down for about 2 blocks. And then I see the car, the BMW, kind of parked haphazardly, maybe 2 blocks down the road at the condominiums, which are down. And so we started banging on doors to find out who the driver was, because she didn't stop or, give us her information or insurance information or nothing.
All right. So who found the person as the driver?
We both found her. We had to knock on a few doors, but we actually asked who knows the driver of the car. They described her, pixie cut, Caucasian young lady. We actually went to her neighbor's condo and banged on the door, and that's where she actually was. She wasn't even home. She was there. The neighbor finally admitted that she, was in the condo. She came out, and that's when we confronted her about the car and everything, asking her, "Why did you drive off?" And then she just started, asking us not to call the cops, and said she would pay us some money on the spot. And, we were like, well, you need to at least face my mom and exchange information, do it the proper way. So that's when I asked her to come back with me, and we all got in my car and drove back up the street so that
the defendant got in the car with you?
Yeah, it took some, propositioning, but she did.
Okay, now your brother is there. What do you have to add? Thank you so much, Destiny. Now, what do you have to add, Darren?
Yes, Your Honor. So basically, yeah, just like my sister said,
just like she said, then you don't need to repeat it.
Well, we found the defendant, and it took a little coercion to get her to face up, which I thought was a little suspicious, because I was actually a little nervous, because we went knocking on condo doors until we found her. And I was thinking, oh, they're going to call the police on us. But then we were asking, hey, we need to take care of this accident. She's like, oh, well, here, I'll pay for it. We're not going to call the police, which I thought was really suspicious. So
what did you notice about her behavior, if anything?
I think she was just extremely avoidant, which I think...
Did she appear to be intoxicated?
I'm going to be honest, I don't know. And I would just say...
Well, I thank you for being honest.
Yeah, because emotions were high, adrenaline was running, and I really wasn't paying attention to her,
Did you smell any alcohol?
I did a little bit. I think that's once we were back at Mom's house.
At your house?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. You can have a seat, Mr. Rogers. What your make and model car is it?
It is a 2008 Buick Lucerne.
And you didn't have any collision insurance?
I did not.
Okay. She said she was hit from the rear. And, but now, according to this report that you gave me, this estimate, it says significant damage to the frame of the car. The back end damage, including rear bumper and trunk, fender damage, and deployed airbags. How were airbags deployed when nobody was in the car?
That's how hard she hit the vehicle, Your Honor. I have a picture of it as well, the damage.
Do airbags deploy when the car is not on and no one's in it?
Some older cars, but I don't think a 2008 would.
So this is the rear end damage to the car. I know it's built a little better.
I also submitted a diagram of
Okay,
our
so
street.
the full replacement cost of the car. What's the blue book on this car? Somebody tell me. What's the blue book on the car?
The blue book is $4,800.
Okay. But to replace
61.
it, to repair it is $6,200 to $6,500.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. What do you have to say, Ms. Hopkins?
You know, I'm sorry. I also feel like I am making it clear that I deny nothing. I did hit the car, that is clear. However, what I'm here for is to talk about the fact that another mechanic has taken a look at the car, despite what has happened, and says that the repairs are not amounting to that cost.
Why did you hit the car? Were you drunk?
No, my phone fell down while I was driving. I did go straight ahead and I kept going. I got a little freaked out.
Hit and run. You know, that becomes a crime at that point.
Listen, it was 8:45 at night. It was dark out. Like, I was just trying to get home. I had never hit a car before, and that is surprising. Like you say, it's Los Angeles. This stuff happens. We hit each other's cars.
But hit and run becomes criminal. If you just hit a car by accident, it's an accident. When you leave the scene without putting a note or contacting the owner of the car, then it becomes a crime for which you could have been arrested.
See, I didn't know that.
Come on, you know hit and run is a crime.
No, I honestly didn't. And
baby girl, you got a driver's license. That's on the exam.
That's what I went to my neighbor's house for, to get another opinion. That's why they were like, they thought I was hiding.
How old are you?
I'm 27 years old. So
how do you go sit here and tell me a 27-year-old driving car has to have a license, has to have insurance, that you don't know that if you leave the scene of a crime, it's called hit and run, and the scene.
You know, all these things would have been avoided. You're 27 years old, and you're saying that you didn't know that hit and run is a crime. Have you seen that this lady is lying? How can you say that you don't know that hit and run is a crime? All these things would have been avoided, and probably you guys wouldn't have been in court. Assuming the defendant did the right thing. It's either you leave your contact on the car, or you probably wait for the owner of the car to show up. But no, instead you fled, and now you're in court saying that you didn't know that hit and run is a crime. How? What do you think about this situation? If you were to be in this situation, what would you do? Let's continue watching to see what happens next.
Like, they thought I was hiding.
How old are you?
I'm 27 years old. So
how do you go sit here and tell me a 27-year-old driving car has to have a license, has to have insurance, that you don't know that if you leave the scene of a crime, it's called hit and run, and the scene of an accident, it's called hit and run, and it's a crime? You gonna tell me you don't know that?
I wasn't running away. They're practically my neighbors, which is
you running away when you left the scene without giving your information. That's hit and run. You know it. I know it. Everybody else. Don't shuck and jive me.
I'm willing to take responsibility. All I'm saying is that me making an effort. Okay, I spent the night in jail. When I went back, they freaked out. They called the cops. I said, please don't call the cops. Like, I will handle this with you.
Well, if you only spent one night in jail, that's good.
I bring in.
So now you want her to accept what your mechanic says is the cost to repair the car. Come on, Mr.
What
Mechanic.
he has to say is something different.
What's your name, sir?
My name is Daniel Glass.
Okay, Mr. Glass. What do you have to say about this? Did you look at this car?
Billy had called me and said if I would look at a car that she had hit. She was in a collision. She was quite nervous. I've known her dad for a long time. Asked me if I'd do her a favor. I went over there with a mechanic employee of mine to Don's house. I knocked on the door. I seen the car outside. I believe her kids, came to the window, and then I asked for Mrs. Rogers, and I said, "Can I speak to you regarding this car that was hit by Miss Hopkins?" And she said, "Yeah." She was really nice about it. I'm sure she was a little ornery.
You recall that conversation?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
So you looked at it.
Yes,
And how long have you been an auto mechanic?
I've been an auto mechanic for 15 years and plus.
And you have a collision repair shop?
I sure do.
And how much do you say the cost of the repairs would be?
$3,580, under $4,000.
I brought him in because I trust this man, and I know that that might not mean much, but at the same time, they're saying that the frame is bent. They're saying that all this extra work needs to be done, and I'm...
Well, because that's what their mechanic says. And were you able to look at the frame and all of that?
Yes,
How?
I did.
How were you able to look at the bent frame from just outside?
Well,
because you got to put it up.
No, I've been in this business for a long time. You know, today we have state-of-the-art tools in the collision business. We have digital computers that measure the depth and the mass of paint.
But she let you take her car to do all that?
No, I did. These are compact tools. I took that with me on site.
Is that right?
He did examine it, but like I said, I had a AAA mechanic look at the car, and they gave me the estimate and said the frame was damaged, and that's why it's totaled.
Your Honor, there was no damage to the frame. Matter of fact, the wheels were.
That's what you say.
Well, the wheels were intact. The hubcaps were intact. There was damage to the rear bumper and the quarter panel. But there was no damage to the frame. I thoroughly checked it. Also, the mechanisms that we have show that prior damage, she had body work on there with a lot of Bondo, a lot of filler, who knows what.
That was
so
before
we
I
don't
purchased
know
it. That was
if
before
she
I
had
purchased
this.
it.
Okay, but so what? She had prior damage. She didn't have prior damage that day.
I'm just stating the fact of what my expertise is.
Oh, but not that day. She didn't have prior damage that day. The car that day was not damaged when she hit it. Right or wrong?
Right, but it's
Okay.
not worth the
Now,
seven and
here's
some.
the problem. You don't get to decide
Yes, ma'am.
what a car is worth. And you don't get to decide, since you're at fault, who repairs the car. The person who owns the car has the right to take the car to his or her mechanic. And she gets to choose the mechanic and the shop to repair the car. The problem we have here is that neither one of you has chosen to repair. She hasn't chosen to repair it. Now, her insurance says the repairs will cost more than the value of the car. So you should be able to get the $4,500 if you want to get the insurance value, Blue Book value, right?
Yes.
Or you can get the car repaired and pay the difference. What do you want to do?
Well, Your Honor, I am
She's not required to use your mechanic.
He'll do it for less.
She's not required to use him. She may not trust him.
She has the right.
She's not required to use. You had no collision insurance.
I had no collision.
Okay, so Blue Book value on this car is $4,800.
Yes.
So if you had no collision insurance, do you have money to buy another car?
Unfortunately, I don't.
Do you have money to pay for the repairs?
No, I do not.
So if she's willing to pay for the repair, do you have a mechanic that you want to repair it?
Yes, I do have a mechanic I wanted to repair.
And his estimate is $6,200.
Outrageous.
She has a right to use her mechanic. The problem is if you use your mechanic and you're responsible for the damages. So if her mechanic fixes the car and it costs $6,200, that's what you got to pay.
I'm trying to take responsibility for what I've done, which
You
is
are
why
taking responsibility when you pay her $6,200.
when I bring in Mr. Glass,
But
you see it doesn't have to be that
just
big of a
like you
deal.
didn't know hit and run was a crime. You don't know the art of this business. Ask your mechanic here, isn't that a fact? Does not the owner whose car is damaged get the opportunity to choose the mechanic of his or her choice to repair the car?
That is a fact,
Is that
Your
the
Honor.
practice in the business?
That is a fact.
That is the standard in the business.
I understand.
Now,
Your Honor.
sometimes people work together and will use your mechanic who can do it for less. Now, if Mrs. Rogers is willing to do that, that can happen. Now, are you willing to allow her mechanic to repair the car?
Unfortunately not, Your Honor.
Okay. So, there we go. There we go. So, I'm not going to give you a price. You have to be responsible for the cost of repairs. His estimate is $6,200 to $6,500. So it could get up to $6,500. You're also liable for her loss of use, not being able to use the car. She didn't have rental car insurance. She didn't have replacement car insurance. So she said to the tune of $1,000 for rental cars, Uber, etc., to get her back and forth to work. You're liable for everything that flows from that. Did you have insurance?
I did not.
So you don't have insurance. You hit the car and left the scene. So your driver's license is now under suspension, right?
That's correct.
So you got a lot of damage here, young lady, for that telephone. That wasn't supposed to be in your lap, in your hands in the first place. It was supposed to be upon something safe. So that's the cost of trying to catch that phone. I hope it was worth it to you. And you're blessed that you didn't hurt yourself.
Yeah.
That you didn't get hurt. So this is the cost. The judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $7,255.
Judge Maybelline has ruled in favor of the plaintiff.
Honestly, I saw this coming, and I love the way the judge handled this case. She handled it so well. The defendant caught it coming. She caught the whole thing. In everything, communication matters a whole lot. This wouldn't have gotten to this point, assuming the defendant did what she's supposed to do. However, I think that the plaintiff added something to the price of the cost of the damage, because come on, that amount is too much. It's too much. But the defendant deserved what she got. That's my own opinion. I want you to share your thoughts in the comment section below so we can learn from you. What do you think about this particular case? And what would you have done if you were to be the judge? Share your thoughts in the comment section below.